Hello, I'm Mantastic'c and Fantastic, and today I'm going to talk about the Fairies and Sin Dragon Key Heroes rare machine that has just gone live in North America. So this is a special twist on the regular rare machine. It still costs 5 magic stones, and despite the fact that they're advertising all these event cards, only 23.5% of the rolls will actually be event cards. And that doesn't feel so great overall if you really think about it, because less than 1 in 4 chance to get something that's quote-unquote featured. But at the same time, this is a similar layout to what the original Starving Fairies events was like, same with the Sin Dragon Key Heroes. It was a similar rolling chance lineup distribution, and it's not a fun thing to roll in. You just feel sad most of the time. And feeling sad while rolling is not the greatest thing. But at the same time, many of these featured event cards are actually tremendously powerful, and it's difficult to replicate and just have them otherwise because they fill very specific niches that you couldn't necessarily address. And that can feel a little frustrating. Another thing I want to mention is that the full roster of either event is not featured here. Despite the fact that, like, they have them in the name, many of the cards are actually absent. So you need to do your due diligence and see, do I actually have those cards featured? Because if you have the majority of cards featured, it's probably much less likely to be a desirable event to roll in. In fact, I feel like the only people who should be rolling in this event are those who never rolled in the past. And if you've never rolled in the past, that also means there's a strong likelihood that your account or monster box is relatively shallow, which means the cards I listed below the event total have more relevance. The Samurai 3 cards, there's a 1.55% chance to acquire any of them. Total rolling odds are on the right-hand side. Avalon Drake. I love Avalon Drake. I think Avalon Drake is amazing and should be on all mono wood teams, basically. He's featured at 1.34%. Great card to get overall, especially if you don't have them. And then there are the 5-star X Godfest exclusives. There's 10 of them, and if you never acquired them in the past, there's a good chance they will be meaningful and relevant because they do have weapon assists. Of course, if you already have acquired many copies of them like myself, rolling them will probably not do much good because you make one of those weapon assists, you're happy with it. It's just a nice thing to have on the occasion where it's useful. Like Gadius's weapon I still use modestly often. But aside from that, the bottom cards below the event total are just trying to spice up the desirable cards. And if you do add them all up, we'll say it's just like a total of about 10.5%. So you have basically around 34% chance, 35, I don't know. Math is hard. Close to a 1 in 3 chance of getting something valuable if you've never rolled before and you have a shallow monster box and all the cards below the event total are actually meaningful. So with this in mind, for more developed boxes or players who've rolled in the past, because you probably did, it's going to be an underwhelming affair to roll in because not many of the cards are actually going to be event cards, and it's just going to be sad and frustrating overall. But on the flip side, if you've never rolled before, at least new stuff is new. I always like getting something new because it tends to add more value or meaning to my monster box because it could potentially plug in a hole I couldn't have fulfilled otherwise, or just fulfills a task more efficiently than the other options I have currently available. So, with that being said, let me know what you think about this event in the comments below. Do you think it's worth rolling in? Because there are tremendously strong stuff at the top rarity, but at the same time, there's lots of junk at every other place. So, regardless of all that, hopefully you all have a truly fantastic day. I wish you all the best luck in your own pad adventures, and happy puzzling.